flutes in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, because it is time for everybody's favorite segment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week.
This just in, we have confirmed that Dave Meltzer fears PWT and flutes.
So here is Daddy Dave defending Tony Khan. And he's like, he won't say anything bad about WWE. Everybody will cry from WWE's side, even if it's valid. Dave, AEW won't stop crying. Tony literally had a breakdown. I won't stand up for this shit. I won't stand up for this shit. You're always crying and melting down.
Oh my God, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
And now you're about to sit here and say Tony Khan is going to make people cry with what he says about WWE when even if what he says is right, even though nothing he said, well, he compared them to Harvey Weinstein and shit. So nothing he says is right other than when he's like trying to shit on their wrestlers. Oh, you know, Undertaker and John Cena have never been on a show that's had less than 1 million until now. Yeah, we're going to say few because you're saying few to Cena and Taker when you have no right to do that, Tony Khan. That's why it's not people crying. It's not even about AEW fans at that point. It's like just wrestling in general. If you studied the business, you'd understand that.
Tony Khan announced at the post-show press conference that he is now Dario Cueto. You must give him 1 week to promote the match. There are no more immediate cash-ins with the Money in the Bank gimmick.
It was really interesting the way he said it. He will not say anything bad about WWE because it costs.
What's bad about it? Here's the problem, Dave. This is why you're a dipshit before you even say what you're going to say, because I know what you're going to say. It wasn't, he's like, oh, you know, like these other companies might have a similar stipulation. And Dave took that as like, oh, he could have took a shot at the Money in the Bank. Ha, ha, ha. Dave, Tony's been doing the same ripped off concept for years, though. He's been doing a Hack B version, rip-off version of it.
Oh my God, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
So you can't take a shot at WWE because the Money in the Bank cash-ins is one of their most successful things that they do. Money in the Bank's so popular, it's become a 2-night, whatever they're talking, you know, it's one of their major pay-per-views now.
Said it. He will not say anything bad about WWE because it causes everybody to cry from the WWE side, you know, even if it's valid. So he basically says,
what's valid? Oh, other companies do this shitty stipulation that I've also been doing for years now that I do shitty, but they do awesome and has resulted in so much business. And that's why I tried to copy it because I'm unoriginal. Like, Dave, what are you adding to what Tony said? You're just making Tony. Now people are going to roast Tony for this, you dumbass.
Like, we want our championship to have a form of credibility.
Exactly. Your title has the least credibility, even compared to the TNA title right now, the GCW title right now, every title right now, compared to the AEW title that's been in a briefcase and Moxley shat all over for the last year. You have the least prestigious title right now in the world.
And just because the other guys do it, we don't need to do it. I'm glad, okay? Because actually, I think that that's stupid too. But in modern pro wrestling,
Tony doesn't think it's stupid. He was doing it for years. He just stopped doing it because it's never worked out and everyone's shitting on it because it's just him copying WWE, like we tried to point out. And then you all cried when we tried to point it out.
The biggest thing that there is
with this jet black hair dude. What am I, Andrew Dave Clay? I'm over here now, actually, like Tony Khan. Oh.
That thing in. The people love it. So it's kind of like, you know, it's like a part of me is happy. You know, they're not doing WWE. I think a lot of people want.
And now they just cash in a week in advance. So that's going to Tony Khan as well because he doesn't do good long-term booking. Someone's going to win the thing, win the contract, then a week out from a pay-per-view go, and I challenge you, bruv, at Wrestle Dream. And then everyone's like, okay, or Wrestle Dynasty or whatever. And everyone's like, all right.
W did not do WWE.
1 week build, great. You know, 1 week announcement.
Because.
And then if you build to it with the guy who wins the match, then it's obvious. Oh, he's feuding the world champ and he has the thing. He'll just cash it in a week before the pay-per-view. Tony's just dumb. He just himself up. He should have never even done this. He should fix the stipulation of the casino thing, and it should just be clear. Every year, we have one casino gauntlet match. It happens this time, and the winner of that gets a shot at this pay-per-view every year without miss. Do that for 5 years straight, and then consider playing with it, you fucks.
At the same time, it's like, I feel like, we can't bury our heads in the sand. It's like there is nothing bigger than that freaking cash in. Of course, the problem with the cash in is that the heels cash in and get cheered like crazy for cashing in, and the baby faces come off looking stupid, unless the baby face cashing in which case it always works.
No, the baby face cashing in doesn't always work, and you're like, oh, the heels don't cash in. Naomi fucking cashed in as a heel and it worked. Shut up.
But-
or unless you're talking about AEW where it's never worked. You're right about that.
Anyway, ain't gonna happen. It's got to be 1 week's notice.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Dave's just real dusty. So now that Tony Khan confirmed that he doesn't know about the numbers, we covered this on the last show, I believe. Tony Khan confirmed that BJ Bethel's shit is bullshit, even though BJ Bethel corroborated it. Dave said he studies the business and he cites BJ Bethel's shit. And now Tony's like, I just heard of a report that was the numbers. But we don't actually know. If it was over $1 million, Tony would say it. Just like if they were profitable, he would say, we're profitable. Not, oh, we're doing good revenue and we might be profitable. So Dave now is just copping out. This guy goes, I know it's not apples to apples comparison, but how close would they be numbers wise? Dave Meltzer, it's impossible to know. So no like spurg out paragraph long math because he's just been being made to look fucking stupid. Switchblade says, and here's Dave starting to backtrack after Tony Khan made it clear he doesn't get the max numbers. Says it's impossible to know how close AEW is to SmackDown numbers, even though he seemed to know the even more impossible a week ago when pushing that Dynamite was beating Raw. So do you guys get it? SmackDown is on fucking USA. So it's way easier to take the numbers that Dave was using against fucking Raw, which are less plausible to figure out. I gotta repost that. I fucking suck at reposting shit. The numbers there for Raw, you don't really know because you're just guessing on both sides of it. Whereas SmackDown, you fucking know the number and you can't just pull these fake Dynamite numbers out of your ass. Why? Because they're not real and the BJ Bethel fucking article just got flushed down the goddamn toilet. And all these redacts pushing this fucking 1.2 million watching just looks so stupid because that shit was never true. Just like they're not profitable. And I'm about to be right about that again, Dave. Just like I was right about their fucking TV deal and you weren't, you asshole. So here is Meltzer said what? AEW is booked for an audience of 2, Dave Meltzer and Tony Khan. Exactly like I said in January 2019. So let's take a look back here. Meltzer said what the GOAT. Says one overlooked thing about this whole AEW experiment, this was back in fucking almost 7 years ago now, coming up on, is that we get to live in real time, week by week, how a full-blown Meltzer mark would book a territory. It should be fascinating. So he said that at the inception of AEW. Dude, we're going to see a full-blown Meltzer mark book a territory for real. This is going to be interesting. And so here we go. Here is the Forbidden Door post show on the FGM Fight Game Media Network. And here's what they had to say. And it's spot on.
And I'm sure they have other plans for Takeshita, so that is what it is. The brilliance of watching this match with one Dave Meltzer is he watched that quasi-finish with MJF and Hangman, and he said, oh, MJF has been studying his matches. That's straight from Bobby Lee and El Santo in Mexico. It's a super famous match. And I'm just like, cool, man. How many people are going to identify that?
Well, the best guy, Bryan. Oh my God. I don't even know who's talking right now. But he gets a Bryan.
I bet he knew that MJF had been doing his studies and his
Dave may be sending him the matches to study for all we know.
Exactly. So I'm just sitting there, I'm like, well, that has context to this whole thing. And so
it would have been nice for I guess you don't really want to even reference what the influence is because the fans aren't going to really understand that context.
Like if somebody is like able to like pull a Bobby Lee reference because they know it in the commentary, that's one thing, but that's a deep cut that no one is expected to do.
So you guys get what's being said here, right? MJF's doing shit, paying homage to like really deep cut wrestling stuff that like only Tony and Dave would really fucking get, and some of these like uber smarks. And why wouldn't MJF? I mean, it's cool to do callbacks to old wrestling shit you studied, but it's just the fact that like Dave is like pointing it out. Oh, look, he did this. And These guys are even saying, like, man, he could have sent that shit to MJF, and that's why he did it, so that he gets covered favorably by the media, and so that Tony Khan fucking loves him, no matter what he goes and says, whatever. And then one day he leaves them behind, because the workers are always going to work, man. So does that include the max numbers? So there's just a funny Meltzer face. Moving along here. So AEW is coming off a high in the sense of they had a great crowd, more international shows coming up. The ratings were down. The Little League World Series hurt it. They had good rating the other week. Tony Khan said it was great year. We don't know how, but it has. So here's Dave and Bryan, I assume, just spurging out, trying to explain the success of AEW right now, even though what the fuck? You know, they're in this fucking smaller venue, which who cares? 900 people. Like, I don't care. At least it's packed. But it's just pretty funny that they're competing. We're meant to believe that, according to Dave, that Dynamite's beating Raw in the ratings, but they're doing NXT-sized crowds and shit.
Deal was like they're going to just go like treat WrestleMania like it's the Super Bowl. Well, now I'm not saying they're going to treat this one like it's the Super Bowl, but ESPN's going to promote it like crazy. And they want the loaded show. So Cody and McIntyre is going to be on that show. And
on what? Which one? The WrestlePalooza? I think he said Mania by accident.
Cena and Brock Lesnar is going to be on that show. And I don't know if...
Oh, he said he wanted... Okay, he's referring to WrestlePalooza. They want it to be like a WrestleMania level show. I would say it's more akin to the Raw on Netflix show is what it'll be like, but less celebrity... Maybe some celebrities in the crowd and shit, but not like The Rock coming out and just talking shit for... Or maybe he does. Maybe The Rock shows up and goes, finally, The Rock is on ESPN. Like, would it shock you for his ego and his involvement with Disney as it is? And Moana and all that shit. That's all I'm saying.
If a care match will be on that show or on Raw, but I know that.
And then Vaquer gets her fucking big ESPN match on WrestlePalooza or whatever instead. That might be better. That might be a cool way to introduce her to the world, man.
The Indianapolis show is the plan is to do
or reintroduce her to the world.
Very loaded show that night. And
Dave is just what the plan is to do it. Like anybody could say, we all know this. No, they're gonna phone it in, send in the C squad. Like fucking Tony Khan does.
We'll see what, AEW is coming off a high in the sense of, they had a great crowd.
So AEW's coming off a high in a sense of they had a great crowd. Okay, so did GCW.
And, more international shows coming up.
Same with GCW.
The ratings for this last week weren't the best. No,
they were some of the worst. It comes after like a week or two prior, you're trying to say they beat Raw, and then this happens, and then Tony fucking says that the viewership thing isn't real, and he didn't corroborate that, essentially, and now you're all fucked up.
For Collision, got hurt by the Triple Mania show, and then
that hurt him to say it.
Dynamite was way down, not so much with younger viewers.
It's always the younger viewers. The younger viewers. Dave, you tried to say that the younger people were going to streaming, and then now it's like, but the younger viewers on TV as well and shit. You just want it both ways, man.
It's roughly the same as they usually do, but it got hammered with over 50 viewers, similar. And, whatever. I mean, it was actually the League World Series was probably
whatever, doesn't matter. But if this happened to WWE, and then he goes, it was actually the Little League World Series. The Little League World Series. What are you talking about, Dave? The Little League World Series was on, so that took away. Yeah, because why? AEW fans, what? They love watching kids or what? Is that what you're saying? That one fucking dude was meeting him outside and taking pictures with him. He was like, I love meeting kid fans at AEW shows. We're sickos. Yay, sickos. Is that what you're saying, Dave? What are you saying? The Little League World... And there was a child beauty pageant on the other channel, Bryan. You fucking...
World Series was probably the toughest competition on Wednesday. But, But aside from that, I mean, the weeks before, the numbers were very, very good. So, I mean, they're kind of on a high.
The numbers are very, very good. They're kind of on a high.
Talking about how this year's been a great year.
Tony Khan said it was great. Okay.
So far, and it has. We don't know exactly how great, but
We don't know exactly how great is what he has to say now. And it has been a great year. We don't know how, but it has been. Just trust me, bro. That's what Dave's resulted to now. Trust me, bro.
We know it's been very successful.
Very successful in what way?
And but now they got this next one, and he's not made any moves. He's not said anything.
Who's they? Who's they, Dave?
But this is going to be this is going to be the toughest that he's ever done.
Did you hear that? This is going to be the toughest he's ever done. Who?
But this is going to be this is going to be the toughest that he's ever done.
Who?
As far as the pay-per-view goes.
What?
Because it's not all in, where everyone knows it's the show of the year, where they've had months of building the big matches.
He just lies about all in. They don't build to shit for months, dude.
This is a show where, we don't even know, other than, probably Adam Copeland and Christian against FTR.
So he's just stooging their shit.
Earmarked, and it's Toronto, so I can't imagine that one changing. So you got that man.
Yeah, dude, crazy how he man, people like to pretend he's not a shill. It's fucking ridiculous. And also, too, I own that Observer writer. He's like, I'm not a paid shill. And I'm like, you are, dude. You're a fucking he said AEW doesn't pay me after I called him a shill. I was like, that's paid shilling, bro. You're a fucking stooge. That's also shilling. So Dave said this: if WWE can get rid of Tony Khan, it's a conspiracy, Bryan. They want to eliminate him. If WWE can get rid of Tony Khan, they can control the entire business. As long as Tony Khan is there, they cannot control the entire business. If fucking Triple H got assassinated and Tony Khan bought WWE and monopolized the entire planet of Earth of wrestling, Dave Meltzer would be like, I told you so.
I get why Triple H might have some personal issues towards Tony Khan and some of the actions WWE has taken, but what issues do you think Nick Khan has against Tony?
They just want him out of business. If they can get rid of Tony Khan, they can control the entire business. And as long as Tony Khan's there, they cannot control the entire business. They failed to stop him before he signed this big TV contract.
Oh my God, Dave. He just acts like this is the end all be all, this one big TV contract. They failed to stop him before he fucking got this new deal, and now it's game over. Now it'll never stop. No, you fucking jet black-haired Mark. It was always going to live forever once Tony decided he was going to do it. A TV deal literally doesn't matter, and you know this because he's a money mark who'll just put up his own money and air this shit on the pop state. He'll just buy a network and air it on there if he has to.
And as long as Tony Khan's there,
or just buy whatever Spike was or whatever the fuck is what Dose has always said. He'll just buy one of those shits and fucking, one of those channels, and he'll just run AEW programming if worse comes to worse.
They cannot control the entire business. They failed to stop him before he signed this big TV contract. If these contracts continue to
they weren't even trying to stop him either. Vince was like letting them talk about AEW and shit. They weren't doing anything. They weren't going head to head, nothing. The only head to heads were when Dynamite had to be moved to Tuesday, and then fucking Tony Khan melted down like a redact on Twitter. That's the only time. You're acting like this is neck and neck. Triple H is just stepping on their throat. They didn't fail to do anything. He's just stepping on them when it really hurts, Dave. When you're desperate, this is how we know things aren't looking up the way you're saying, because you're so desperately trying to get that across when everything objectively that you can objectively analyze says differently.
Double. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine? I mean, they're not going to be just the second. They're going to be like, incredibly profitable if they get the next deal to double. I'm not saying they will, but WWE got close to that.
WWE got close to double. UFC got close to double. AEW doesn't do UFC and WWE fucking numbers, you old dumbass.
UFC got more than that. The last thing they want is a franchise that's really strong. So that's the new goal, is to make sure to drive them as much down as they can.
I get what.
Yep, they're competition. That's what competition is. They don't want a healthy franchise. That's why they teamed up with TNA. That's healthier than ever and is a franchise that's been around longer than AEW. And by my own admittance, if you've been around longer, then that means you're fucking more prestigious or whatever the fuck Dave's trying to say before. They can bail out of the TNA shit on, what was it? 6 months notice? What did they say? 60-day notice or whatever? They can bail out of the TNA shit? 90-day notice? What if TNA goes rogue on them, bro? You don't fucking know. And so Dave had this to say: WWE is embarrassed about Becky Lynch's promo. Or maybe this is Bryan.
I know people don't like.
Oh, yeah, it's a trying Bryan. We'll give a Bryan. Let's put up a Bryan in the chat. Shout out all 300 of you watching as well. Come subscribe, youtube.com/@ProWrestleClips.
Criticism, but I think this new Becky Lynch heel character just sucks. And she says the only good thing that came out of here died a month ago. But in fairness to Ozzy Osbourne, he had the good sense to move to LA, a proper city, because if I lived in Birmingham, I'd die too. And like, you could just hear the crowd, like, they died. They did not want to hear about the death of Ozzy. They did not want Ozzy's death used for cheap pro wrestling heat. I mean, you could just tell, like, it got the total. I mean, I don't know what reaction they thought it was going to get. Maybe they thought
that's the one. They wanted a bunch of heat on her, which happened.
People would like boo her out of the building, like the Drifter in Seattle that one day when he talked about the Supersonics. Kelly Osbourne, she went on her Instagram stories and she wrote, "You're a disrespectful dirtbag. Birmingham wouldn't pee on you if you were on fire. Birmingham forever. Shame on the WWE for allowing such things to be said about my father and his home." And I can tell you, this was not like, they called her and then they're kind of doing something together for, like, Kelly is not happy. And I was told WWE is embarrassed and they're probably going to do an apology. They may not. But if you look back at how many times WWE has actually apologized for something, it ain't many. And there's discussion about, doing a.
Okay, well, we read this bullshit. There's trying Bryan, trying his ass off. Now, the main event of the evening, guys. This is pretty fucking intense here. We're going to EFAP it together. And it's Dave Meltzer and the mistress of mathematics. Shout out Jeff Lane, who's a buddy, I guess now. We follow each other, and we did a show over on Hughesy's channel together with Ben Hameen as well, and Hughesy and Jeff Lane there. And him and Vince Russo, they figured out, because this person legitimately in this video is legitimately a Wrestling Observer contributor. That's been discovered. So this is like super legit here, more than likely, because we know for a fact, as we chronicled here at PWT, as Meltzer said, what is chronicled since fucking the land before time. Dave will bite on any little information. The most famous one, he thought that there was an internal WBD memo in a fucking Fightful Discord. Innumerable instances of him just biting on any information. We know how he gathers information about the events. He just says, is anyone out there? DM me. And anyone can send him anything and he'll report it, or he'll act like it's true. He'll read banter online and say, well, everyone's saying this, when it's like, what do you mean everyone's saying this? So here, shout out Vince Russo and the brand and Jeff Lane. And let's EFAP this video here of Dave Meltzer, how he got his AEW math projections. And this makes so much fucking sense.
Where the pros are the pros.
Now, we had the mathematician clip, right? That he was contacted by a mathematician as well.
Yes.
Legitimately, this week, or last week, if Raw had,
he claims he was contacted by a fucking mathematician. Okay. They tracked down the mathematician, and this person legit is an Observer contributor. I read, okay, from like Switchblade and shit. They would know. He would know.
Dynamite had, I would say, between 350 and 365,000 watching on Max, which would be live in the same day. Not for the week. I mean, for the week it probably has it, but live in the same day, which. I mean, it could have. It's a number that's very, very viable. I've seen mathematicians that have sent me with their work. It beats the 350, 365.
Mathematicians have sent Dave their work on the fucking numbers. When that happens, it's always just some fucking douchebag person in fucking college who's like, yeah, I'm majoring in fucking whatever the fuck, blah, blah, blah. It's always these fucking idiots who think they're high IQ. there's this video that came out recently of where they had, I know I talked about it on the show, but they had like 5 people in a room or like 10 people in a room, and there's like guys and girls, and they get them in the room, like rank each other based on who you think has the highest IQ. And the girl who was talking the most shit, actually, I like study biology. Yeah, like actually, like I study like the human biomes and shit. And she had the lowest IQ, or like the second lowest. And the person that she was bossing everyone around, the person that she put at the lowest was tied for like second place or whatever of highest IQ. Like this dude who was like in a trade and all this shit, like this young boy. And it's so fucking funny when shit like this happens, man. And so Dave just saying, oh, mathematicians fucking contacted me. It's just these dumbasses who like think they're smarter than everyone, but really they're redacts and they don't even know, and they're just making shit up, and they just think they're better than everyone. That's what Dave is. So of course these are the type of people he's surrounded by.
Then Dynamite has got more viewers. Last week would have more viewers than Raw had.
Final Boss Engage did some research and found the mathematician, and this is no joke. This is legit.
Wait a minute. Final Boss did the research.
Yes.
To try to pinpoint who Dave was talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
Found the mathematician. So I'm
and
going to read you.
There's a shoot.
Shoot. Swear to God. All right.
Yes.
So this person tweets in this long thread. For what it's worth, I don't think AEW is doing as badly on Max as some on Twitter think either. The number that BJ Bethel put out is probably a valid number for some metric that WBD cares about. But Nielsen equivalent, Max probably about 300,000 for an average Dynamite.
That's where.
So that's exactly what.
That's where you got the 300,000 right there.
Meltzer had said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So who does this tweet come from? This is the mathematician. Now you can see followed by Dave Meltzer.
Followed by Meltzer. Followed by Meltzer. Non-binary. I don't know if I can say this word. We used to say it back in the 70s. But a DYKE rhymes with Mike. Z, they, she. Mixtress of mathematics. Wrestling fangirl personal account. Okay.
No.
So this is if you guys are on the audio.
No.
This is a random Twitter user with no real picture that has a cartoon drawing, describes herself as a non-binary dyke with pronouns.
Oh, so we can say it. Okay.
Z?
Yes, we're back. America. Cracker Barrel. Fuck you. No.
They and she. She is the mistress of mathematics, mistress spelled with an X, and a wrestling fangirl. This is where that number came from. The mistress of mathematics.
No, it didn't. No.
Yes. Swear to God. This is it. This is it right here. This is the best research I've seen done. This is a great job, Final Boss.
Okay, wait, hold on for a second.
By Dave Meltzer.
Jeff, hold on. Tie her back into this for me.
She was in the thread with Meltzer. He's also
so she was in the thread. See, you didn't say that now. She was in the thread.
Bro, let me tell you, bro, he follows her. So, bro, none of that really even matters.
Popped up for the viewers. I didn't put that up there for you.
Okay.
The 300,000 number. Also, Dave has quote tweeted her numerous times.
Oh shit. So depending on what educated estimates you use or how much of the audience is the same and how much of the audience is in the US, mathematicians send me stuff. She's a mathematician with an X and is just a Twitter mathematician. So that's like saying fucking even Switchblade, right? I go, dude, kudos to this guy. He crunches the numbers. He approaches it honestly. But like, we're not about to sit here and go, mathematicians are sending us fucking numbers. Like what? So not until Tuesday afternoon for a comparison. So even that number would whatever. Like he's responding to her. Just like it's very hard to reconcile last week's Raw having 2.8 million views, 5.3 million hours. Blah blah blah. Dave is like the math works out if 179,000 of this total audience around the world. Blah 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 blah. Right? Just shilling for AEW, and he's quote tweeted her about
of these Netflix numbers. So because this person says that they are the mistress of mathematics,
wait a minute,
that is enough.
I think you're missing something very, very key too. What does the last thing on the bottom say?
Followed by Dave Meltzer?
Yeah.
I said that.
Yeah. Well, you didn't say he was following.
Yes, he did. Bro, you completely missed that part, Vince Russo, Baro. He completely missed that part. He did say that that was like the first thing he said.
He's following her, bro.
Right.
That's his mathematician.
Yes.
That's where he's getting the numbers, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is phenomenal.
I know.
Phenomenal.
Dude. It's so good. This is so good.
What is mind blowing to me is how many we've discussed this because we've all done it, and you got to try not to do it. But if somebody says something on the internet and you strangers, you just instantly believe it.
Right.
So here's a person that is the mistress with an X of mathematics saying, oh yeah, it's probably 300,000 on Max. And Dave is now using that from this person as his factual news bite on his show. That's where he gets the 300,000.
Oh my God,
That's
bro.
That's amazing. Flutes in the chat for fucking Jeff Lane and Vinny Rue. And whoever sleuthed this out as well, guys. Flutes in the god.
This just in,
chat.
we have confirmed that Dave Meltzer fears PWT and Flutes.
Is incredible work by Final Boss, Jeff. That is absolutely incredible.
Now, I remember years ago
See the joys of roasting Meltzer. It can bring everyone together, dude.
Somebody sent him a clip, and it was like 10 years old that Rock and Triple H made a match for WrestleMania, and it was
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he just believes anything that anybody tweets to him
because he needs news. He needs news. He needs something, and sometimes, some days he doesn't have anything, and he'll use something like this.
Random Twitter user just says they guessed that they would get 300,000, and he just,
that's what he does, man. He'll go, who's at the arena? Tweet me live reactions and what matches were good, blah blah blah, and then he'll fucking watch them on the TV and then rate them based off what these people tell him. It's just, you can email Dave anything and he'll fucking believe it.
Oh my God, bro. Unfreaking believable. Great job, Final Boss.
All right, let's go to Dave Meltzer video sent in by Final Boss Engaged.
UNLV plays, I think.
Right. And the Cox Center is also in UNLV.
The Cox Center? Did you just say the Cox Center? What is the Cox Center?
It's actually the Cox Pavilion. COX.
And he called it a big cock center. You go there and they just have cocks. You walk in the center and there's cocks everywhere. According to Dave Meltzer.
It's the Cox Pavilion. COX. He said the Cox Center, and I'm laughing. I laugh like a child. Like
jerk that'll come along and snatch something, you know. So I'd rather just watch the streams. Although I do love going to the buildings, but you know it is what it is.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You don't fold up your computer and take it to go take a pee with you?
What's he bringing? Like a desktop tower?
I'm wondering. You flip it over and you put it under your arm and you hold your cock at the Cock Center with your.
So okay, where's the fucking what are they roasting Dave for there? Is that more the mathematician? Here, let's take a look. They have another clip here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Has been doing the Cena entrance. They tweet, the groom did the John Cena WrestleMania 25 entrance at the wedding. Credit to Hussein Asur 58. And then they post the video themselves. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, wait a minute. This video has 620,000 views for Fightful. So you took this guy's video, stole 620,000 views from him because you could have linked to his TikTok video.
Right, exactly. And Sean Sapp.
That's what fucking everybody does online and shit.
Knows all that.
So, like, how hypocritical can you be?
Yeah, man, that's dirty. That's just
this does nothing for that guy. Nobody's gonna go find him,
especially when it's like, oh yeah, just
on TikTok because of that. You should have linked to the guy's video so they go to his page and watch it. But no, you guys stole 620,000 videos. You guys are freaking.
But he'll fight you.
And then Jeff Lane's the freaking bro. Next thing Jeff Lane will be, bro, let me tell you something. Oh man. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Dave Meltzer's dumb moment of the week with a little Jeff Lane, Vince Russo at the end, which I thought was fucking awesome.